Ang mismong abogado ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, walang iba kundi si Attorney Israelito Torion. Attorney Danny Buenafejo sa programang Kabayan.
Hello. Magandang umaga po, Sir Dante. Magandang umaga
Danny,
sa lahat
Danny
po
ho.
ng nanonood.
Si Danny Buenafejo, sir, pangalan.
Hoy, Sir Danny, maganda. Pasensya na po. Pasensya na.
Okay.
Sir Danny.
Okay, maraming salamat sa oras na ibinahagi ninyo. At sa puntong ito, gusto lang namin tanungin, baka alam niyo ho kung nasaan ho si Senator Bato ngayon.
As of the moment, di ko pa alam kung saan siya, no? As what I've stated in my other interviews, no, mga 1:30 ata ako, 1:45 nakaalis sa Senado, and last naming discussions doon were discussions as to his legal remedies, and then pinauwi niya ako. Hindi ko na nga alam na wala na pala siya at 2:30 in the morning kasi natulog na kagad ako doon sa hotel na binook ng staff niya para sa akin.
For now ho ba, pwede natin sabihin he's out of Metro Manila?
I could not say that with certainty. I do not have any knowledge as to his whereabouts po.
Pero,
Yes,
sige.
sir. Yes, sir.
Pero as of now, meron kayong, let's say, patuloy ang inyong komunikasyon with him?
I communicate through the members of his family, no? Yung anak niya, tsaka yung beloved wife niya. Doon ako nag-communicate. Kasi na-explain niya sa akin at the time when he was in the Senate, March 11 and 12, na pag mag-text daw siya sa akin, nag-ping daw yan. So baka matrace siya. Alam mo naman, na nakita niyo naman nung March 11 and the subsequent days.
May 11.
Talaga yung
May 11.
gobyerno na arestuhin siya.
Okay, so anuin ko lang yung date, no? It was May 11 last Monday.
May 11 pala, May 11.
Okay.
Oo nga.
So, attorney, for now, ang balita nyo ba, he was with Senator Robin at that time na umalis ho siya ng Senado? Can you confirm that?
I do not really know the details because when I arrived at around 9:28, 9:30 in the morning in the Senate, I did not have the faintest idea as to his whereabouts. Nagtanong pa nga yung supervisor ng USAA sa akin, Sir, si Senator Bato ba talaga ang nagtawag sa'yo para pumunta dito? Hindi, ako presumed na yan na nandito ako based on his instructions. Kasi ako na ba abogado niya? Sir, gusto ko lang malaman, sir. Ko, bakit pala? Gusto ko lang malaman, sir. Nung pag-akyat ko, nakita ko na medyo silent yung opisina doon, mga 5 staff nandun, wala naman silang kinonfirm sa akin kung saan nga ba si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kaya nga initially lawyer-client privilege muna yung in-invoke namin kasi wala kaming idea ni Attorney Jimmy Bondoc, and nakikita lang namin doon sa Facebook na may mga allegations na umalis nga daw siya together with Senator Robin Padilla. But as to the truthfulness of it, I am not privy to that information.
Attorney, tanong ko lang, no, dahil siyempre lumutang rin sa social media, may isang politiko, no, at parang nagkanlong, ibig sabihin, sa Manila Yacht Club, sumakay siya sa isang yate, pinangalanan na rin ho si former Governor Chavit Singson yung may-ari ng yate. Pero is this something na medyo binavalidate nyo or pinabubulaanan nyo na?
No, I do not want to nagkanlong, no, as if wanted si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Yung sa amin kasing legal theory dito ay hindi siya wanted kasi nga yung arrest warrant has not been confirmed or validated in the Philippines, no, under our constitution, under our laws. Kinakailangan kasi yun nga divorce decree under Rule 39 Section 48, kailangan pa nga ma-confirm bago yan magka-effect dito. How much more yan arrest warrant to arrest, no? Yun nga ang sa amin, kaya yung gamit kanlong, tumakas, object kami dyan kasi he had the right to leave. His liberty should not be curtailed. His right to travel under Article 3, Section 6 should not be impaired because there is no lawful court order which restricted his, freedom of movement or right to travel. Hindi naman siya threat to public order, hindi rin siya threat to national security. Yun lang ang nakasaad sa ating Article 3, Section 6 of the 1987 Constitution na pwedeng makarestrict sa kanyang freedom to travel.
Attorney, kung ganun ho ang, let's say, argument, if he is not wanted, bakit ho siya hindi nagpapakita? Kung tingin nyo
Because
normal lahat. Oo.
you can see kasi yung framing, legal framing ng gobyerno
Oo.
or at least some government agencies such as the NBI, they are treating the arrest warrant from the ICC as if it is a local warrant of arrest, parang self-executing. Yun ang kanilang pag-iisip. Hindi naman namin sila makumbinsi na mali yan. Kasi
Pero-
nga, maski na may recognition of warrant, iba yun sa enforcement of warrant.
Okay.
Under Republic Act 9851, hindi natin kinopya lahat yung mga provisions under the Rome Statute. Yung Part 9 ng Rome Statute insofar as international cooperation and judicial assistance, hindi natin kinopya. Wala tayong procedural mechanism as to how to effectuate surrender. Meron sa extradition, dalawang choices lang yan eh. Ayaw nila na sumunod doon sa extradition. Dito talaga sa surrender. Hindi po pwede yung shortcut dito. May masite ba yung gobyerno na patas na pwede yan i-apply kaagad na hindi dumaan sa korte? Wala eh. Under customary international law, under Article 9 of the ICCPR, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, a person has the right to have succor to a local competent court under Articles 8 and 9 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Pwede rin siya pumunta sa korte para magkaroon ng judicial relief.
Okay.
And practice yan in all constitutional democracies. Ilang beses ko na sinasabi. Italy, member ng ICC, nadakip doon yung si El Masri Nasim. Taga Libya siya, nadakip doon, may ICC warrant. Anong ginawa ng Italian courts? The Italian courts considered his defenses and even released him and eventually deported him to Libya. Doon din sa Ivory Coast, dalawa lang yung binigay ko na example ha, the Simon Gbagbo case. Meron din siyang ICC warrant. Pero pinadaan niya sa local courts pa rin, and the Ivory Coast likewise respected his rights. Lahat ng constitutional democracies, yan ang pinapalo. Philippines lang ang unique na kaagad parang manok, dakpin, tapos i-transfer doon sa ibang bansa. Wag naman ganun.
Attorney,
International customary law mandates that. Our constitution protects the rights of Filipinos supposedly.
Attorney, kasi hindi rin ako abogado, no, pero I've been hearing lahat din ng mga, let's say, mga legal experts on this, no. Mismo kasi ang Office of the Solicitor General naglabas na rin ng comment sa Supreme Court. Sinasabi
Yes.
nila na pwedeng
Yes, and we are submitting.
i-effect yung arrest even without a court order na sinasite nyo dito sa Article 59. So
Yun
ibig
ang kanilang stancer na sa aming tingin ay mali. Kaya nga may Bill of Rights tayo in the 1987 Constitution. Bakit natin in-enshrine yan? In-enshrine natin yan, in-include talaga yan dyan sa 1987 Constitution to protect against government excesses. No? Yan ang purpose niyan. Kaya nga, lahat po tayo, Pilipino tayo, meron tayong sariling konstitusyon, meron tayong sariling bansa, and our constitution states that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So, since yung foreign warrant of arrest ay nandito, gusto natin epektibo dito, this already involves enforcement of a warrant, so it affects the rights of a person to his liberty. So, natural lamang na may role na dito ang judiciary, hindi ito executive option lamang. May role dito ang judiciary so that the judiciary can see for itself, assess for itself whether or not his rights to life, liberty, or property are affected, and whether or not the procedural mechanisms are indeed present, to which we contend wala tayong procedural mechanism para naman mabigyan siya ng tsansa na makadefend sa kanyang sarili. Note,
Okay.
sir, na dito sa ICC warrant of arrest, wala nga preliminary investigation because yung ICC PI, akin to a PI, sikreto yan. Senator De La Rosa did not have the chance to defend himself prior to the issuance of the warrant. And as a
Okay.
matter of fact, it was even a secret procedure. Ngayon lang po sana siya magkaroon ng tsansa na marinig yung kanyang depensa naman dito sa kung isunod natin yung konstitusyon.
Attorney,
Kaya ganun po ang aming stand.
So attorney, dahil hindi naman talaga tayo matatapos no, itong conflicting legal arguments na nire-raise nyo as against the government, nakakausap din namin ng ibang mga, let's say, legal 'di ba, experts on this. Kayo ho ay umaasa somehow, kung sakaling meron ng with finality ang Supreme Court maglabas na talagang walang TRO or whatever, is this something that you will respect o itutuloy na magtatago pa rin si Senator De La Rosa?
We will cross the bridge when we get there. Yung mga legal experts po ninyo, tanungin ninyo, meron ba tayong procedural mechanism insofar as surrender is concerned? Kasi sa extradition, meron eh. Doon sa surrender, wala eh. Kaya nga, hindi natin kinopya yan. Kasi po, enforcement mechanism, dapat tayo ay mayroong batas dyan, wala tayo. Pero, kung ang Korte Suprema, hindi po sasang-ayon sa atin, TRO issue pa lang ito. So meaning hindi pa ito decision on the merits. So our legal remedies are still available, no? And we will avail of such legal remedies whatever they are. We are going to do the same and file the same, no? Because that is not yet decision on the merits.
So ibig sabihin kahit masettle na yung TRO, you will advise your client na si Bato na wag talaga sumuko until ma-exhaust lahat ng legal remedies from your end? Ganun ang mangyayari?
No, ang sinasabi ko, I will provide alternative courses of action to my client.
Like
That has
what?
always
Like
been
what?
my policy. Like for example, sasabihin natin kung ganitong mangyayari, pwede tayong mag-file ng ganito. Like for example, file a motion for reconsideration. Pwede din tayo mag-file ng ganitong petition.
Sa Supreme
Hindi ko
Court.
na isabi
Sa
kung
Supreme
ano yung
Court.
petition.
Supreme
Pwede din
Court.
tayo mag-ganitong na remedy. So all of such are available to my clients, and what I am certain is that I will present them and it's up to my client to decide po.
Pero what is happening kasi, while this is going on and everything nakafocus doon, nagkakaroon din ng, let's say, nadadamage ang ilang institution like the Senate. Hopefully, kasi dapat daw mag-start na yung impeachment trial today, mag-convene na. Pero because of those, let's say, conflicting arguments on the case of Bato, ito somehow nagki-create ng parang ang constitutional crisis, attorney. How do you view all of this?
Yes, do not blame us, sir. Blame the government perhaps, or the other policymakers of our government, because all constitutional democracies nga, kung may ICC warrant, dinadaan talaga sa local courts. Even Article 59 mandates that eh. Sasabihin nila, you could not anymore invoke Article 59 because we are no longer member of the Rome Statute. Kalukuhan yan eh, kagaguhan yan yung mga experts na mga nagsasabi na ganyan. Because you could not cherry pick. Article 58 mandates the issuance of a warrant of arrest. So they are invoking it. Kung mag-invoke naman kami, okay, we are saying na ICC has no jurisdiction pero pwede kami magsabi, granting for the sake of argument. We are not agreeing, but granting for the sake of argument na may jurisdiction nga. I-invoke namin Article 59. Ngayon hindi na pwede. Kalukuhan na argumento yan. You could not. What is good for the gander should likewise be good for the goose. And even Article 59 mandates that the respondent has the right to have a recourse to a local competent judicial authority. Bakit hindi natin susundin yan? Bakit natin parang itrata yung tao na parang manok at dakpin at idala doon? Pilipino yan eh.
Attorney,
Hindi po pwedeng ganon.
Yung mga argument na ibig sabihin, what happened nga yung nakaalis na si Senator Bato doon sa Senado, it only proves with more reason na dapat talaga ICC will take over dyan sa investigation of crimes against humanity. Kasi we cannot trust, it lacks the expertise itong mga local judges natin dito. Anong sagot nyo ron?
Grabe naman. Insulto mo ang dami. It lacks the expertise of local judges.
Kaya nga,
Grabe
ibig sabihin,
sir.
ang
Ang tatalino po ng ating mga judges, sir. Ang tatalino ng mga Pilipino. Huwag naman natin insultuhin masyado ang mga Pilipino, sir. We have the capacity. We are an independent nation. I would like to believe that insofar as intellectual capacity is concerned, we can be at par against foreigners, sir. Especially your Dutch friends, or if you have such friends, sir.
Okay. Sige, attorney, maraming salamat sa ibinahagi nyo. At least balanse ho yung binigay nating time din para narinig din ang kampo ni Senator Bato. Pero for now ho, wala tayong info as to ano ang plano niya at ano ang gusto niyang mangyari for now.
Wala talaga kasi sabi nga niya pag mag-text siya, nag-ping daw yan, baka locate niya nung nag-meet kami nung May 11, May 12 pala, May 12.
Pero bukas ang himpilan namin kung gusto ho niyang makausap ang ating DZMM Teleradyo, pwede ho natin siya makausap. Is that an open pwedeng mangyari invitation na ganun for him?
I really do not know. I really do not know. But if there would be a chance that I would be able to communicate to him,
Yeah.
I will relay your message, sir.
Okay, nako, maraming salamat, Attorney, sa ibinahagi nyo yung legal insights niyo. Salamat po.
Salamat po. Salamat po.
Yan ho si Attorney Israelito Torion, legal counsel ho ni Senator Bato de la Rosa.